Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. Today, I'm going to show you a guide on how to beat Indigo Park any percent spin in less than 13 minutes. Here we go. Now, there are a couple of things that we have to go over before this round starts. One is spinning. When you come to a trigger and you spin just fast enough, you usually need a keybind for this. You can actually activate the trigger, which is very useful in this round. 2 is a controller input emulator. The reason why we need this is for load sprints and a trick called train skip, which we will see later in this run. 3rd is full brightness. If you go to speedrun.com and go to guides, you will need to download the debug console. From there you can press tilde and type this command into the bar to give you full brightness. This is especially used for speedruns because it gets you to see better. Alright. And that is all. Now we can get into the run officially. Alright, so here the run starts. So a couple of tips. When we go to interact with something, we always hold E. We never press it, because that way you can get it as quick as you can. So here the run starts. We go on top of this wall. We jump, and this is our first spin. So you just spin a whole ton, and here's our second spin. That triggers it a lot earlier than it should. And here's kind of a boring part, honestly. You can screw around here, but the only thing that is important is that you get to the interact in time. So you can see that I'm holding E. It's not important right here.
Here at Indigo Park is the most fun it can be. Just hop on over to the registration center to your left.
But here is where it is. So you want to stand about to where I am, and you just hold E. Now he rambles, all this.
Registered. Let me just get a good look at you. I don't seem to have your face in our guest list. Is this your first time here at the park?
So,
or did you just get plastic
your
surgery?
hitbox always stays in the same place while you are at a cutscene. So, you saw where we stood there for a reason. So, when this cutscene is done, we can hold Shift and D, and we can just turn around. So, right here, we spin so we can hit this trigger, and that's what this is for. So you can stand either on these boxes, or you can stand on, you can stand at that door right there. I usually do it right here because it's a lot more consistent, and this is where we need a very fast spin. Like that, and that saves 2 seconds. It's such a long time. So here, I actually mess up because I wasn't close enough, but you want to stand at that painting, and you just want to hold E the whole time until the lever. So now here, we're going to do our final spin.
Welcome to Indigo Park.
Actually, not our final, but here we do one more spin. So now we're getting our critter cuff. So you just want to stand at this door, just chill. And here's an important part. You want to jump up onto here, and at the perfect time, you want to hold E and get the critter cuff and crip through the wall. And then you can just hold E right there.
Why not test out your band and save the day? Great work, buddy.
And now we can just, now we go to tunnel. Alright, so this place is called Tunnel, and we see our first spin here, so we can activate this talk. And so this part is a little bit boring. This actually whole segment is pretty boring, so I kind of just play around at this beginning. And this is just basic navigation, honestly. This is just basic navigation, nothing really too special. You just want to make sure you have good lines and good angles. Now, when we come up to this train, you are supposed to interact, but for train skip, which is the new upcoming strat, we don't want to interact with it. We just want to jump onto the trigger. Onto the next part. Now there is something to note in train, and that is making sure not to reset while on it. Alright, so you can see that I'm resetting in train, which it's just a save and quit, but you can see that I'm pressing new game here. And this is for an example, because if you reset while you're on the train and not at the gear part, then when you get back to the tunnel, it'll automatically teleport you to the train, which is what we'll see here in a second. I put a command in, which is open railroad tunnel. You can see it automatically teleported me to it. So this is the reason why we need a controller input emulator, and it's basically to load sprint into here. So you want to hold S and shift, and you want to just repeatedly spam jump and get out of the train. After that, you just want to go around to the Lloyd animation, and you want to spin so we can get the animation toggled. And we can see we're standing around, we're just standing around. And that's because we are waiting for the train, because at Lloyd, the right side of it is actually the beginning. So we're just waiting for the train, and once the train comes, we can spin and we can get on back to the train, and this saves 2 minutes. There's a lot of waiting involved in the speedrun before train skip, but now that we have it, we don't really go on our phones anymore. Alright, so here's the first main street out of 2.
What do you think? Pretty fun, right?
You want to hold E and W for that, so you can interact with it immediately. There's nothing really in Main Street. All you gotta worry about is good lines. A tip for here is stay on the sidewalk, because that gives you the best line.
Come over here.
And it's the quickest. So you want to turn around right at this corner right here.
Wow, look at that. You're at Jetstream Junction.
And you want to go to the theater. The only thing you gotta worry about is just good lines, good angles, all of that. You want to spam up these stairs. It's not really a necessary thing, I didn't, but you want to hold interact so you can get to it as fast as possible. On to theater. So there are a couple of strats that we have to look out for in theater. And so I'm going to show you a couple of examples for the first one and a tutorial for the second one. So this one is self-explanatory. You just do some basic platforming. The only thing you have to look out for is timing. The first one is a slow version and the second one is a fast version. So this one is box skip, and box skip is a strat that saves up to 10 seconds and is very useful in runs. You want to hold W, and at the same time at the very top of the box you want to swipe left and hold A so you get onto the second. Alright, now time for the whole theater. Alright, so this is theater. It's pretty weird, but basically you want to come up on these chairs, and with enough precision you can get onto that speaker box.
Hey buddy, I got eyes all over the park, but...
So you just want to come to this back hallway.
Going back there, be careful.
You want to jump over these boxes, over the railing, which very simple, very, very easy. And as you saw in my LS jump, he's going to do the fast strat, which he actually does it a bit different at the end, which is really cool. So you just want to grab the key, turn around, and box jump is coming up, so he does the exact same thing. And honestly, this is just simple platforming. You just have to know the route. So here's something coming up. It's just you go onto these boxes to save a few seconds, and of course you hold E to interact with that. and you want to keep holding E, A, and W and shift, so you can automatically hit that button. So now we're just gonna be exiting the theater. And you want to hold E here again. And he turns left, but it doesn't really matter because it's a button operated one. Alright, so we're getting into Main Street 2. Now the main streets are very boring. This is literally just like you walk like a mile. But basically the only thing that you have to look out here is for good lines and like getting to the lock into Jet Steam Junction. So we're coming up to a key and you just want to hold E. You don't have to jump there. I jumped there just for fun. It doesn't lose or save any time. But now we're getting into Jet Steam Junction. These two splits are very short, so I put them into one segment here. So the only thing you have to look out here is going fast in good lines. You want to spam space up these stairs so you get up there faster. So you just want to turn around here. And I go on the railing. It does save a few frames. It doesn't save much. It saves like 0.1 or 0.2. You just want to hold interact, and you come into the door. Alright, so now we're getting into the landing pad, and the code here is 1031. So, the yellow is 3, the blue is 1, and the red is 1. And we can see up above, we're going to spam space again, which gets it just a little faster. And a spin! Now that one, it doesn't really say much. Alright, so this is Chase. And this is a really boring section. So I'm going to try and explain it as best as possible. But basically, you want to come through this pipe. You want to go straight left. You want to follow this pipe. This is mostly just like a walking simulator. You go onto this trampoline. You go onto this trampoline, you turn around to go to the left. The only thing that you have to look out for is lines. Like, that's how you get the fastest as possible. It's just get very good lines. And so you can see, he's just going through the chase. You can actually see Molly. Did you see that? That is because she wasn't loaded in yet. You didn't hit the trigger. And so she's just kind of standing there until you hit it. So you come down here, you go to the right. You're just going through this vent. Literally, this chase scene is so self-explanatory, it's insane. Like, a beginner player wouldn't die to this. I don't know why. And then you can see, watch this, watch this. She did. And I'm gonna speed this part up because this is literally a minute long. So.
Welcome to the Ramblings. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's get this place back in business.
Alright, so now that we're done with that long cutscene, it was basically just about how he wants to rebuild the park, all that. Here's our final spin of the entire run. Alright, and this is the final level. Final area called Ocean. Now, for this, you kind of you want to spam up these stairs. You know, it's very simple. The way to get good at this is just get better lines. That's the only way to really get faster at it. I didn't really have that good of lines here, but that's okay. And here, Oceanic Odyssey,
Wow,
the final...
Oceanic Odyssey. You're doing a great job.
Final part.
You'll find a pumper and porpoises, pickerels, and perches as far as the eye can see. But please don't tap the glass. really know what else beneath the surface.
And that's the whole run. So, I hope that this video helps you a bunch.
You okay?
Hope this video
kinda
helps you
tired. Do you need a
get
moment?
good at speedrunning
Don't
this
worry,
game.
it's fine. I
Hope
don't
it
blame
gets
you
sub
for taking a
12.
rest after all that.
And thank you for
I
everything.
could go for a nice, relaxing defragmentation
Have a great day.
myself. But before you settle down, you up for a little survey to help us improve the park?
Thanks for visiting Indigo Park. Hope all your dreams came true.
If you've got some time and you're up for a lark, stick around for the Rambley review.